Have you ever imagined the Detroit secondary getting a blockbuster facelift that no one saw coming? Could Brad Holmes really have pulled off one of the most jaw-dropping free agent moves of the offseason by quietly sending a proposal to former Packers lockdown cornerback Jaire Alexander? Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where your passion meets the latest buzz in Motor City. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss a single insider update. Rumor has it that Alexander, the two-time Pro Bowler once entrusted with half the field in Green Bay, is weighing a fresh start in Honolulu blue. But why Detroit? With over $40 million in cap space to play with, the Lions front office could be crafting a short-term, prove-it deal loaded with incentives, just the kind of savvy move Brad Holmes is known for. Is it possible that they've dangled a 2-year contract worth north of $50 million, with the second year only kicking in if Alexander surpasses certain snap counts? Could this strategic structure protect the budget while still offering a lucrative payday to a man hungry to reclaim his All-Pro form? Let's rewind to Alexander's highs and lows. Drafted in the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft, he broke out as one of the league's premier cover corners, posting a 78.3 PFF grade in 2019 and earning second-team All-Pro honors, yet persistent injuries and a late-season suspension in 2023 clouded his tenure in Green Bay. What if Detroit's medical staff, renowned for getting players back to peak performance, believes they can unlock the explosive agility that once made Alexander virtually unblockable? Fans are buzzing on social media, with some whispering, could this be the missing piece that finally transforms our defense into a championship-caliber unit? Imagine him lining up opposite Ennis Rakestraw Jr. in base sets or shadowing the league's top receivers on third downs. Could his veteran savvy elevate young corner Terrion Arnold's development, or even give DJ Reed the freedom to roam inside? Insiders hint that new defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn has been sketching coverage variations in OTA letters, and the prospect of Alexander patrolling the flat would send a shiver down opposing quarterbacks' spines. What if this move forces teams to rethink their entire game plan? Some insiders are asking. It's a tantalizing thought. Detroit's secondary morphing overnight into one of the NFL's most feared units. Of course, questions linger. Will Alexander's surgically repaired knee hold up under the relentless grind of an 18-game season? Is the Lions training staff prepared to manage his workload to prevent re-injury? Could the front office be planning to unveil this signing precisely 1 week before training camp, igniting a media frenzy and filling the stands for the first padded practice? Picture the headlines. Lions land former All-Pro corner. Are they the real deal? Even more intriguing, some believe the team is negotiating a clause that converts bonuses into charitable donations if he misses time, allowing both sides to save face while maintaining community goodwill. It's speculation, sure, but when has Holmes ever shied away from a calculated risk? As the rumor mill churns, Detroit faithful can't help but wonder, is this bold pursuit of Jaire Alexander the defining splash that cements this season as a legitimate Super Bowl push? Or will the deal quietly dissolve behind closed doors? Another tantalizing tease in the offseason saga? Stay locked in with Lions News Fan Report as we continue to chase down every lead, every whisper, and every possible twist in this developing story. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss a single beat of Detroit's boldest moves. Now, picking up where we left off, let's unpack the next chapter of this jaw-dropping rumor surrounding Jaire Alexander's possible arrival in Honolulu blue. Imagine the scene at Ford Field, fans buzzing in the stands, chants echoing through the concrete as Alexander reverberates from the crowd. Sources inside the Lions building say that Brad Holmes has been in intense negotiations, and behind closed doors, both sides are reportedly ironing out the final details of a deal that could include up to $15 million in performance-based incentives tied to pro football-focused coverage grades and snap counts. Could this incentive structure be Holmes' way of safeguarding the team against injury risk while still dangling a high ceiling for Alexander's comeback? It's a classic win-win on paper, but as every Lions fan knows, the real test comes on the turf. Let's break down the defensive implications. Last season, Detroit's secondary allowed an average of 6 passing yards per attempt, the fifth worst mark in the NFL. Add Alexander to the mix, and that number could plummet, shifting the entire dynamic of opposing game plans. Could Kirk Cousins think twice before firing slants into the flat? Might elite wideouts like Justin Jefferson or A.J. Brown find themselves double-shaded more often? Some league insiders believe that pairing Alexander with veteran DJ Reed Jr. could create one of the league's most menacing cornerback tandems, forcing quarterbacks into uncomfortable mistakes and opening the door for big plays from safeties like Kirby Joseph. Behind the scenes, locker room chatter is already heating up. According to a source with direct knowledge, several key veterans like Charles Harris and Derek Barnes have privately reached out to Alexander, promising to help him acclimate to Detroit's culture and rigorous defensive schemes. Could this level of peer support accelerate his return to peak form? After all, Alexander's leadership was on full display at Packers minicamp, where he reportedly taught younger cornerbacks advanced footwork techniques during voluntary drills. If he brings that same mentorship to the Lions, it could transform not only his own performance, but the entire defensive room. Naturally, there are skeptics asking whether this splashy move might backfire. After missing 11 games in 2023 due to a lingering knee issue, some analysts caution that Alexander may struggle to maintain his trademark agility over a full slate of 18 games. Could a late-season surge in snap volume reignite old injury concerns? One anonymous scout told Sporting News if his knee still flares up after 10 snaps, Detroit might have to dig into the practice squad for depth. But consider Detroit's cutting-edge training staff boasting one of the lowest re-injury rates in the league. Could their science-driven rehab protocols be the X factor that keeps Alexander tearing down the line all year long? Financially, the Lions appear to have structured the deal creatively. Insider reports suggest the base salary is modest around $8 million for the upcoming season, with escalating bonuses that could push the total to over $25 million. If Alexander hits all-pro level targets, could this front-loaded, heavily incentivized contract model become a template for future Lions free agent pursuits? By shifting risk to performance metrics, Holmes not only protects cap space, but also motivates players to outperform expectations. It's speculative genius, or is it a gamble that could cost Detroit dearly if Alexander doesn't deliver? Let's zoom out and consider the broader ripple effect. If Detroit locks up Alexander, how might rival NFC North teams respond? Will Minnesota bolster its receiving cores to counter Detroit's newfound pass defense swagger? Could Chicago's front office pivot to shore up its offensive line, anticipating even tougher third-down looks? And for the NFC as a whole, does Detroit suddenly become the team to beat not just because of Jared Goff's steady hand, but thanks to a secondary that could rival the league's elite? Now, here's a question for you. If this deal goes through, do you believe hire Alexander will be the catalyst that finally pushes the Lions over the hump and into Super Bowl contention? Or is this just another tantalizing offseason tease that ultimately fizzles out? Personally, I'm brimming with optimism envisioning Alexander patrolling the sideline, flipping the switch on opposing offenses and cementing Detroit's reputation as a defensive powerhouse. But I want to hear from you. Are you ready to welcome him in Honolulu blue? Or do you think this move carries too much risk? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this passionate debate started. Thanks for tuning into Lions News Fan Report. If you enjoyed our deep dive, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with every Lions fan you know. Until next time, stay fierce, stay loud, and keep believing in Detroit.